Welcome, lovely people. Today I am on my Xbox. I am playing my Harley character because I am going to show you her base after Valentine's. It's a little messy, but I kind of want it to be that way, so let's just have a look and I'll explain, and you can silently judge or very noisily judge if you prefer. So this is the entrance, obviously. When we first come in, I wanted it to feel a little bit crowded, so that's why I've got all of these tables and chairs here. And these are supposed to be kind of like a sitting area outside of where a cinema is. So there's the concession stands there where you can get some food products and things like that. I understand that that's supposed to be in the back of an actual concession setup where there would be people to serve you and things like that, but for the purposes of making it fit the way that I wanted, it's here. And the seats here are so that you can sit outside until you go and watch the movie. And the idea is that everything in this base she has stolen from somewhere. I hope that comes across. So let's keep going through. Oh, and you can see I've got the clown head over there. Anything she could find that was amusement mile-esque is in here. So hopefully that works. So around this corner, we've got a bunch of equipment that she's stockpiled in there that they really don't need very much of. She's got some beds and a little table that have been haphazardly grabbed and put together for, the minions. They need to stay somewhere. Then she's got boxes and technology over here. This is basically just a whole bunch of whatever vats that I could find with green goo, because it looked like they were using it for some experiment, which you will see where that was occurring soon. And this is like the excess or leftover stuff that they're no longer using. That's why this table is here as well. And I tried to disguise this vendor with this here to make it look like it's something she was using as well, a machine that she was using for whatever she was doing. Then as we come up, and yeah, I've got a minecart crate, some bird cages, and some garbage on the ground. She's not a clean and tidy person, okay? And this is a base. The idea is kind of that this is where Harley is when Joker is doing some stuff. And then she's kind of waiting for him to come back. So she'll go out, steal a bunch of crap, put it in here, and then wait for him to come back to see what she's done. That's the idea with the character I've made. So I've got the clown head here, obviously, because it's amusement mile, but also because it could be part of the cinema setup. The idea along this section is that everything here is like a display from a cinema for like reference to the movie. So like a sarcophagus for one of the movies, and there's the like listing of what movies were going on, and there's the posters on the side and something in the air and a bridge, which are all part of movies that you could potentially watch in the cinema that she has now, because she stole it all. Anyway, we're going to have to zoom right in to do this properly. Hopefully you won't be able to see through the walls. So over here is where the cinema is. Behind here, you can see there is a fridge, a register, and some food products, which is obviously supposed to be the front of the concession stand that I have split up because that's the way that it fits, so that's how it's going. So I've got that all in here behind the cinema section. You can see I've got the rockets at the sides of the cinema screen there because it was very Joker-esque. And I do wish it had, like, some kind of image, like a couple of movie shots, some photos, I don't know, something, because just a white screen is a little bit boring. But I've got the cinema seats, of course, and then some luxury chairs as well, because she only stole one row of seats. And then over here she set up like a nice little area to sit and watch with the Joker. It's the VIP section, okay? And it's all romantic, with a camera there so that she can get a photo of it, because she doesn't keep her phone on her. I don't know. And then she's got the little love box there where she can write him notes and then never get any from him. And we've got obviously popcorn stand where we can collect some delicious popcorn. Yay, and the drink stand and a bunch of mess on the ground because of course. Okay, so then the idea with this section here is that it looks like she's trying to hide it, because it's supposed to be for the story of my character, and also in some comics she has children also, that she has had children with the Joker and he is not impressed by it, and so she hides them in here. This is their space, their room. So I tried to make it look like she's grabbed, again, stolen a bunch of stuff and put it in here for them. And I think it does. I think it looks like she stole stuff like Spirit Week. I think it looks like she stole that from somewhere. And all of the books and the street signs that we can get from Shock to the System. I remember what things are called. All in here as decorations so that, she's looking after them. It's just that she's stealing to do so. All right, then if we continue on, obviously I've got more street signs here. You will see a lot of them. I feel like she just keeps going through the same streets, and as she travels, she just steals the signs over and over again. I say streets, but a good chunk of these are trains. Never mind! All right, so I put the archway here and some broken lights, because even if she put lights in, I feel like they would end up breaking. And the cat and the hand symbols, and then you can clearly see I have put some Valentines down here. I was originally going to copy a friend and put a whole bunch of falling petals in here, but I thought with the Joker, streamers are a little more jovial, and so I went with that instead, which I think was a good choice. I think it works, though they do kind of clip outside of the ceiling in here, so you'll see probably where it comes out of the ceiling, and I've had to arrange it slightly so that it was actually gripping onto something and not sticking up in the air. But we've got love hearts all along the floor, we've got Hawk Girl on the wall, and Joker's daughter, interesting, on the wall. I'm planning to just get as many bombshell posters as I can and chuck them all in here. And the problem with that is I was collecting bombshell posters on a different character to start with. So that character has like 6, and this one has 2. But I want to collect them on this character from now on and put them all in here. Then I've got the clown head and, of course, the giant cat, because why not? Then the hearts lead all the way down this way. And I really love how the curtains like frame this section. It's something I copied from my best friend, because he's really good at doing stuff in bases sometimes, just very good. And I put this guy here because I thought he can be like a bodyguard, right? He can make sense there and be a bodyguard so that, you know, as people start to come through, he's like, hey, who are you? Get out of here. You're not allowed here, you know? Let's just not think about the fact that that means that anyone who comes into this building has direct access to the children. I said, don't think about that. Okay, so then you can see clearly this path leads up to the staircase. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to look everywhere else first, and I'm going to show you a little secret hole in here. So over here, if we walk through the curtain, you can see she's got some hidden storage of lockers that she stole from the cops. I'm thinking weapons are stored in here, and then she's got a couple of radiators because I had them and they fit. And she seems a little haphazard, like the character I'm playing is haphazardly putting things in here because she's hoarding a little bit. She's trying to make this place a home with whatever she can find. And yeah, so this is like a hidden armory that's through the curtain over here. Okay, so then we have to go around. You can see street signs everywhere. This is where all their garbage goes, at the teleporter. Don't ask questions. And, oh yeah, I put this here because I was like, I feel like if she could steal a building that she would. And I'm pretending that's the bathroom because currently no bathroom. Well, kind of a bathroom. This is the toilet. Because there is kind of a bathroom, but it's not a very nice, you'll see what I mean. You'll see. Okay, so then I've got more storage here and lockers and tool chests, just random stuff that they might need. And then over here I had more of their henchmen set up like a little area where they can sleep. So we've got 2 hammocks, 2 chairs, and some barrels of who knows what. Probably grog. And obviously it's surrounded by different pieces of equipment and storage items. So I wanted to look like, as I've said multiple times now, I really wanted to look like she's stolen a bunch of stuff that they use and put it in wherever it would fit. So I've got that all here. Then if you do go up and over here where you're not supposed to go, you can see she's got like a cart from Amusement Mile, and then another one there, and then the rocking horse that's broken as well. And oh yes, and the lopsided umbrella picture. And some rings and net and burgerfool and an awning. And you can see there are like these big pipes going through the ceiling over there. Now I did try to make it so it didn't go through this. I couldn't really work out how else to put it with it still going like through the wall there. And I wanted it to be going through the wall, not have a random end that didn't go anywhere. So I left it, even though I don't really like that part very much. But I couldn't do much about it. So that's just the way it is. You can see she's got 2 carts here as well. Then I know that I have the Crime Syndicate coin and that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's bad guy-ish, and she could totally have stolen it from Earth 3. That could have happened. Just agree. And then, of course, more things that she has stolen all down here. Street signs, posters that she got, and we've got a little bench, bird cage with no bird, some cages here, and then, of course, more Amusement Mile. She's got a guillotine. She's got a throwing knife area and a bunch of swords. I know that the swords aren't technically from Amusement Mile, but I thought, you know, it kind of looks like you grab a weapon from there and you throw it at that. So I put them in. Picnic table and some screens. I've got the hypnosis wheel. And look at that roller coaster cart. I love this one. Okay, and then over here, obviously, she has grave robbed, I guess, stolen a bunch of corpses and gravestones because she can, and I've got a shopping cart and then a bunch of files. I feel like the files are probably something the Joker has grabbed, or someone else has grabbed, and she's just kind of been like, all right, well, we have to store them somewhere, and she chucked them down here because she ran out of space on the shelving above. Right? It makes perfect sense. And that's, you know, really important information in there that they can use for nefarious purposes. Anyway, then in here, so this is the room that I'm talking about that kind of has a bathroom but doesn't, because this is what I'm talking about here. It has a shower, it has a bath, and it has a sink. It does not have a toilet, obviously, but that's why upstairs toilet. But this room is meant to look like the room that those green vats were originally used in, but she ran out of space to store them, where they were experimenting on people. Hence the body bag, hence the mummified corpse over here and the mummified corpse over here, the butcher block. Like, it's meant to look like some not very good things were going on in here. There's like a wheelchair over here as well. And I wanted the bath to look like it was used for something other than bathing. Sink from, that's the dentist sink as well, which I thought looked a little bit quirky and worked in here. Garbage bag, the medicine bottle, is it medicine? I can't remember, but bottles of something. I wanted it to look like not a good place to be. All right? So, then I also have this area. You guys will recognize this area if you've seen any of my Harley videos before, because this is her armory where she has all of her different styles, and I kind of have made it look a little bit more full of stuff. I'm really trying to make it look like she's grabbed everything she can and fill it. This is a bunch of filing cabinets, so again, more papers that they have, information that they have for all their nefarious crimes and purposes. And then she ran out of space and dumped it all over there. But I wanted this to look like a place that's just for Harley, since I've got so many Harley armories, and maybe a place the Joker doesn't go to. So I've got her like a makeup table here, vanity, and a chair, a Zamaron love crystal, and a love bed, because my thinking is when she gets really upset about the Joker, she comes down here, she cries on her bed, she does some weird thing that tries to make the Joker love her, and then she goes and fixes herself up and comes back out. And no one knows. So that was kind of my idea with this section. Oh yeah, and I didn't have anything really good to block this area here, so I just chucked that Kaluan piece in. I don't love it, but it's better than this area looking like you can just walk through. I wanted it to look like you shouldn't walk through there, and I think it does. I will probably replace that little bit with something later, if I find a better item, which I probably will, no problem. All right, so then let's go back upstairs. Oh, and I put the tricorder yard sign over there as well. Oh, and I wanted these to look stolen too. Oh yeah, and a disco ball. I've forgotten. I put a disco ball down here because that seemed like something she would steal as well. And then a bunch of Batman posters. I feel like she'd steal those. And the idea is that this is close so that you can throw knives at those. And then Swamp Thing I had to put to make it full. And not because it made sense, but I mean, it makes sense if she's just stealing stuff, you know? All right, let's go upstairs. So you can see I've kind of made it so when you walk in, the love hearts lead all the way to the staircase, and that she's put some graffiti on the wall there. We've got a little table to sit at. I realize it's a tarot card reading table, but it's all I had, and it looks like something she could scrounge from somewhere. All right, and then I've got, obviously the curtain is still over here. The idea with this and with the child's room is really that the curtain blocks it, and you pull the curtain aside to walk through. Obviously, you can't pull the curtain aside because this is a game, but that's the idea. All right, and then this area should look mostly familiar, but a lot of things have been added. So we've got the kissing booth that will punch your character in the face if you don't stand to the side. She's got a lot of shoes, apparently, and a little bit too many mannequins. We've got a little area where she and the Joker can sit and look at the fireplace, and do that for some reason. And I thought this teddy bear rug kind of suited Harley. It's kind of childish. So I went with that there as well because I felt like that's something she might use or sit on. Then she's got her proper vanity, not the one that she uses when she's hiding from the Joker because she's so upset. And a little area where they can sit and eat and drink with balloons that pop because why not? They're fun. Woo! And the piano that breaks. I feel like it would be something she'd grab and put there with like this very romantic idea of being able to play the piano for one another, and neither one of them can play the piano, and it just sits there, collects dust, and then when they do play it, it breaks. So that's why that's there. And this is an area I had here previously. You can see I've got the tarps above it because it looks more like a tent. And I've got the graffiti, all the Joker stuff, Joker tree, Joker gift, Joker wreath on the wall. And I've got another one of these love boxes so that they can write each other love notes that are mostly one-sided. I will say, he did kind of write her notes. So it kind of makes sense. And this is the area I showed you guys earlier, much, much earlier, where she sits crying and eating pizza. Now she'll probably go downstairs and cry on her bed and then do something weird with that love crystal, you know. And feel like this is something she could have stolen as well. And they can sit in it and be romantic. Well, she can sit in it and expect him to come and be romantic, and it never happens. And then, of course, the bedroom, which is almost the same, but I have added some falling petals because, of course, I have. And then if you look up, we've got falling petals and a whole bunch of heart streamers, they're called, but I feel like they're heart lights more so throughout this room. So, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. There's only a couple of things I want to do, which is the bombshell posters on the wall and the Kaluan item replaced with something that blocks off that section a little bit better and looks more cohesive for this area. And I also want to block off that children's room better so that it really is blocked off except for that curtain, so that the curtain is the only entrance. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this. Oh yeah, and there's the Joker's Christmas stocking and then Harley's Christmas stocking, of course. Because, of course, there are. And then I put up here, you can see I've got a romantic curtain because that's all I had left to fit here. But over here, I've got it, like, nicely framed so that this area actually has the curtains framing it. And, oh yeah, and a random banner that she collected from somewhere. Theft again. I also, oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys that as well. So I used the curtain to cover the back of this. You can see, but it didn't reach the ground, and it bothered me that it didn't reach the ground. So I grabbed the Wayne Manor curtains and clipped them to the wall of that flooring for that upper level so that you can push them all the way up and they can block it all the way down to the floor. And you can only see it from the outside, not the inside, which I like. It means that you can't see through, except here where you can actually walk through, which I prefer. It looks a little bit more like this is where it opens and the rest is not. Because you can just kind of jump through these curtains. They don't have a large area, but because there's the Wayne Manor curtain, you can't. So I quite like that. Then, let's go to the right. This is Medbay. So she has stolen a whole bunch of medical equipment. I say a whole bunch, there's not that much, but enough so that it looks like a med bay. I've got a bed, a table, some screens, a chair, which I realize is a command chair, but for this purpose, I wanted it to look like somewhere where you would strap somebody in, perform some kind of medical exam or procedure. And same for this table, I was hoping it kind of looked like a medical procedure. So that's that. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with how I've hidden some things as well. Like, down here, I really think that that looks like just equipment that they are using for the nefarious purposes in this room. Quite happy with how it's hidden. And this also, I feel like it looks like part of what's going on in this room, even though it's not hidden. So I was quite happy with that. And I liked that these beds don't match. Normally I'm very symmetrical with things, but I tried to make this not symmetrical because it's against what I would naturally do and seems more like Harley. So I've got like one bed here and a completely different one here. I did get exactly the same whiteboards and canisters and garbage bins and chairs, which are the electric chair, because I thought that looked like a torture device. And then she's got the diabolical tools on the wall. They are hard to see in here, I will say, because it is quite a dark base, but they're there. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. It's what I was going for. It looks dirty. It looks cramped. It looks messy. It looks like she was trying to do something. And it looks like everything has been stolen, which is what I wanted. So, yeah. Oh, and yeah, I think you can see there. I've got romantic curtains along that wall so that we could keep the red moving, but they do kind of go lower on the top there. And, I was going to show you the curtains as well, how they clip outside. She means streamers, not curtains. See how they go outside because they're so large? But I think I moved them across so that they wouldn't clip on anything on this side, so that worked out for me quite well. And in here, they're obviously attached to a ceiling, which is nice. So it worked out. It worked out in the end. And yeah, I've got that curtain there as well so that when you walk in here it looks good, but you can see I've got a gap here that I'm not very happy about, but I can't do much about it at the moment. But I do like that I've got this little hidden room, which is the armory, for sure. So I hope, I don't know, that you guys found this interesting. I certainly think it's interesting. It's against anything I've done previously because it's so messy and cramped and non-cohesive. Every area is cohesive unto itself, but they don't really make sense together without the narrative of what Harley is actually doing here. So I quite like that. I've not done it before, and I feel that I've kind of made it work. At least I hope I have. So if anyone else was wanting to make a really confusing Harley / Joker base, hopefully this gave you some ideas. It was fun. I will say, it was very fun making this base, and I'm really excited for my friend who plays the Joker to see it. Okay, I'm done, I promise. Let's pop her to bed. Actually, normally I pop her in here because I feel she'd sit in here and wait for the Joker. Right? Totally right. And then she'd get bored and she'd go out and steal more stuff. Okay. I'm done, I promise. Bye, guys.